Hey guys, Richard here for the School of Nomads. So in this review I want to go through Flux, which is a new product that's due to be released by Billy Dar, Justin OP and Deepanja Goswami. So what we'll do guys, we'll do a product overview, I'll go through the members area, we'll have a look at the sales page, we'll have a look at the upgrades, I'll tell you what's good about this product and what's not so good about this product, and then I'll kind of summarize the whole thing for you and give you some kind of scoring. So in a nutshell guys, this is a cloud-based software that allows you to build graphics for your stories and your social media accounts. So what I'm going to do is once I go through the members area itself and kind of demonstrate the software, I'm going to jump back to the sales page because I can see some pretty big inconsistencies here. As normal seems to be the way these days between what the sales page is telling us and what the software will actually do. So guys, these reviews are based on my own experience, based on many years buying products just like this one, getting very little success. And the aim of my reviews is for beginners to look at things like this and have a more critical eye before you go ahead and actually purchase. So just before we start, my name is Richard Darby, this is the School of Nomads. If you haven't been over to our channel before, please take a second to hit the subscribe and notification bell and I'll let you know whenever I release new reviews. And if you're interested in learning affiliate marketing, go ahead and hit the link in the description below. It'll take you over to our 12-step action plan, which is completely free and you can get started today. So just before we jump over to the actual members area, here's the kind of key points on the sales page. And I'll go over to the sales page after I actually go through the members area with you. So what you get here is they're telling us they're going to get a limited traffic in 30 seconds. It's a one-click to viral traffic. You get 50 plus viral templates in here. This has been created with beginners in mind. You get 10 times money back guarantee and you got $100 a day tutorial included. So let me just jump over to the software straight away and I'll show you around the members area. So here we are inside Flux, the software itself. So first impressions is it's pretty neat. It's the usual cloud-based software now. They seem to all be using the same interfaces at the moment. So you've got a dashboard here. This is mainly just the overall stats, how many stories you created, the total stories in the system, how many stories are in draft, some creation logs, some story trends, some visitor logs, and then some stats here at the bottom around usage. Now, there is some form of limited usage on the front end, and there's a lot more limits on the front end, which I'm going to go through, but there's some kind of limited usage on the front end, but it's not clear anywhere what that is. Now, it appears to be if you're an agency user, you can produce 50 odd stories a month. But what they're not really saying is what you can do at the front end. So just be aware there is some kind of limited usage on it. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and create a new story, here's the kind of social media sites you can create stories for. So they're saying you can do them for Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Instagram and WhatsApp. Now all you need to do is come under each one of these things and hit the create story. Now just before I go into the actual creating story piece, I'm going to go back because each one of these interfaces seems to take me to exactly the same place. So again, I'm not sure whether this has been designed with the correct dimensions in mind because they all seem to be the same to me, but my assumption is it has, right? So let's go back to the Facebook story. So what you get here is basically you've got an interface where you can change up these graphics. So on the left hand side here, there's lots of different things you can do to this particular design. So overall, you can change the actual design itself and start off with a different base, right? And then you can come down and you can add TikToks. Now I've tried this TikTok several times. It's not actually giving me anything. So apparently you can add TikTok videos to this. Now the other thing you can do is you can upload videos to this interface. So on the front end, what I'm seeing is it's very manual because everything like videos, images, you have to go ahead and upload images. There's no real way to search images in the system. Now, same with headings. You can change all the text on here. You can change the elements on here. You can change filters on here. But guys, in summary, I'm not going to do a demo of this, right? This is Canva. This is exactly the same as what Canva does for free. So what this software is doing at this point is exactly what Canva will do. The only thing I know with Canva is it's not got quite as many stories that you can actually produce. So I don't see anywhere in Canva to do TikTok stories. In fact, let's jump over to Canva and have a quick look. If I want to create a design, if I put TikTok, there you go, I don't see anything for TikTok, but I do see stuff for Facebook. If I just jump over for Facebook, you can do a Facebook story in Canva, and it's exactly the same. I've got all of these different things on the left-hand side, you see, photos, elements, and the difference in Canva is if I go to photos, there's all these photos already suggested for me. I can go through their library of photos and use them. Same with if I wanted videos, they've already got videos that are suggested for me. So, and if I wanted to use a TikTok video there, I just go ahead and download the TikTok video and add that by uploading it here. So I've already jumped over to Canva early, but I'm telling you already, you can do this for free. So if you look at this interface, this is basically Canva. Okay, so I'm not really sure what the difference is here, apart from what the claims are. After the new stories, you go to My Stories and you can see all the existing stories here. Now, again, on the front end, there's a big issue. They say on the sales page that they got unlimited traffic, and what they're saying is you can go ahead and share these to your social networks. But when you're in the front end, you can't. The only option you got on the front end with your saved stories is to download them. So I'd have to download this and then upload them into whatever social media site I've got. So on the front end, this isn't automated. And I'll go through the traffic piece in a second. The other thing is the user manual is quite a nice user manual. It's a PDF. It goes through everything that you need it to. But also there's a bit of a wild claim about how much this costs to actually make. But at the end of the day, it looks okay. It's a PDF. It looks nice enough. And, you know, they've kind of produced that. And then you've got the app tutorials here, which are the basic overview of the app. Then you've got how to create a story, which is pretty much just go ahead and change some graphics around and then press save. And then you've got how to use Facebook pixels in Flux. Now, again, you have to upgrade for this functionality. This doesn't work on the front end. And you can do Facebook pixels and Google. Now, the issue with this is I see, again, I'm looking at this from a beginner's perspective. If I installed a Facebook pixel on that, I'd have to go and get a Facebook business account to get my pixel. And then what do I do? If I'm a beginner, if this is truly aimed at beginners, what am I actually doing here once I've done my pixel? I know what I'm supposed to do with a pixel. It gives you a custom audience that you can then retarget your offers to. But if you're a beginner, you're not going to know any of this stuff. In fairness to it, this is something that you can't do with Canva. So I'm going to give this a plus, I guess, over Canva, which is free, that you can't actually do this at the free level. Okay, so this is a fixable. You can put a fixed Facebook pixel in there so you can track anybody who's actually clicking on your various graphics that you're making. You can also put Google Analytics in there apparently, and you can create a blog post. But again, if you create a blog post, then you have to have the unlimited version, which is again an upgrade. So you can't create a blog post on the front end because there's no actual, on the left hand side here, there's no actual option to. You have got the support desk there, which is fair enough. So before I jump off this, my overall opinion of the software itself is, it is fine. It does look like it works, and it has got good functionality as far as editing is concerned, but especially at the front end, it's very, very limited. And the fact that I have to download these onto my desktop and then re-upload them to a social media site is a real big. They don't mention any of that on the actual sales page. So let me jump back to the sales page and kind of go through that with you. So here's the sales page itself. Now you've got the video here. On here, this is fair enough. There is 6-in-1 story app. But then it gets a little bit silly with the 30 seconds or less viral traffic. Number one, with viral traffic, you can't do it at 30 seconds with the upfront version. So that's a claim that you shouldn't make on the sales page, because you should explicitly say you need to have an upgrade before you get any kind of way of sharing this for social media automatically. And then second, it doesn't really matter if you do share it with social media automatically. I've said this on the last 3 or 4 reviews I've done. If you haven't got a following on social media, it doesn't matter what you share there, you're not going to get any traffic back. You're just not, because there's nobody to actually go there and click on your graphics. So just think about this with a bit of common sense. If with your social media now, if you're a complete beginner and you've got nobody there, you've got no kind of group on social media, you've got no massive following on social media, if you go and share one of these graphics, who's going to go and use it? The second issue I have with this when I talk about creative for beginners is there is nowhere here that tells you exactly what you're supposed to do with any traffic, even if you get it. Because there's no affiliate marketing type training here. There's no marketing type training at all. It just tells you how to use the app. So again, it's a little bit of a shiny object. This is that somebody who's completely new will buy it and expect something from it that's just not going to deliver. So there's no guarantee you're going to get any traffic from this. If I just come down, these are the networks they mention. Again, 150 million users a day. It's great. They're great numbers, but it doesn't matter. If you haven't got a following, it doesn't matter. It's not a case of you putting a graphic up there and just getting traffic. We all wish it was, because it would be a lot easier for all of us. So this is another extract of the sales page. They're saying that there's no tech skills needed, but the main thing on here is there's no setting up of funnels and no list building needed to sell whatever your offer is. And they're also saying that this is good for affiliate marketing. So how do you do affiliate marketing then? You can't just put a graphic on randomly on a social media site and expect something to happen. So I'm not sure what they're selling here as far as the business is concerned. So here's just the main points. They're saying this is a passive income, one-click viral traffic. Well, it's not, because you see that you have to do a lot more clicks on this before you actually get something to send somebody. There's consistent profits. It's web-based, so there's nothing to download. Well, there is on the front end because you have to download the actual stories themselves and re-upload them to whatever site you want to. So there is something to download. It's beginner-friendly. It says it's the world's first untapped profitable traffic source. What is the world's first? What are we saying is the world's first there? Because all of these traffic sources are tapped already. You have lots of stories that come up all the time that have advertisements on them. So I'm not sure what the world's first is about. So next up on the sales page, you look through this piece about the different apps they're comparing it to being a monthly cost, and it's kind of stretching. It's kind of stretching it a little bit because these have got no relation to an app that is like Canva that just makes graphics that you can use in your Facebook stories. ClickFunnels is a funnel builder. GoToWebinar is a webinar solution. Hootsuite is a social media management solution. Lumini is a branding solution. ClickMagick actually tracks your clicks to a very, very detailed level. And Lead Pages is another paid builder. So what's this got to do with a piece of software that actually creates little graphics to go in stories? This is stretching this completely, the comparison. It's a little bit like me comparing a bicycle to a train. I'm not kind of sure where we're going with this one. The only thing they're saying is that these are monthly and this thing is a one-off cost. Well, again, anything that's a one-off cost that's a software based, you've got to be careful of, because you could end up with issues with it actually being maintained in the long term. The reason a lot of these are monthly costs is because they're constantly updated and a lot of money is spent on the actual development of them. Things like this could very soon disappear because they're just little trinkets and little cheap and cheerful shiny objects. They're not something like GoToWebinar, which is going to be around for a very long time. So just be aware of stuff like that. So guys, lastly, there is a money back guarantee on this. They are said it's 10 times or something like that, $500. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I wouldn't go chasing them for $500. I'd just be happy to get my money back if I wasn't happy with this. So I'm going to jump back over my slides. Here are the upgrades. So the front end is going to be $17. That's just the product, like I showed you, with the basic graphic abilities. You can make storage for those various platforms. The OTO one is $34. It's unlimited edition. That's the one that actually includes the social sharing piece. And there's a couple more things like you can add blogging, and you can put graphics in blogs. Then you got $39 in automation edition. Then you got OTO 3, $197 done for you. Apparently there's some done for you traffic and sales that they set up for you. $39 is a reseller license. You can actually resell this product for yourself for 100% of the profits. And $197 you got done for you funnel setup. So the pros. So the software obviously works. It does design some form of graphics. Facebook pixel integration is interesting. If you're a more experienced marketer, if you're a beginner marketer, I'm not sure what you'd use that for. So the training is fine. I went through the training. It's all very self-explanatory. It's pretty easy to use. And there is a 10 times guarantee if you did want to take advantage of it. I wouldn't be that unethical, but I'm just saying it's there. Cons, what's not so good? Where's the traffic coming from, guys? Think about this. Think common sense wise. You can put something out on social media now. You have to hashtag it. You have to put all sorts of keywords in it for people to just happen to come across it. But it just doesn't happen unless you've got a big following. It's not real. You don't need this. You could use Canva for most of these stories if you really wanted to. And again, this kind of scattergun approach doesn't really work. If you're going to be focused on this and you want to market on social media, I'd stick to one to start with. Pick Facebook, pick TikTok, whichever you're into. Stick to that one platform and just create content for that platform. Don't just try and do 10 at the same time. It doesn't give you 10 times the results. It just gives you a much worse content that you actually put to all of those different platforms. Sales page is extremely misleading as usual. No marketing training is included in this. The value claims here again, let me go back to the sales page. Here's what they say everything's worth. So the brand new Flux software is worth $97 a month. You know, completely picked out the air. Step-by-step video tutorials worth $297 a month. They're on YouTube and they're about 6 or 7 minutes long. They're not worth $297. Quick start guide, that PDF document I showed you, they're saying is worth $200. There's a bonus here that they're saying is a 1K a day live event, which is a webinar. It's worth $2,000. There's another bonus is $63, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go through all of them, but in the end of the day, they're saying it's worth $4,742 and you're getting it for $17. So sit back and think about this, guys. This is either the deal of the century or these may not be exactly true, these values, because why would you sell something that's $4,742 for the grand total of $17? And then the last one here is, what is the business here? The business should be you create content for some kind of offer. You create value in that content. You attract your visitors. You build relationships with your visitors. That's the kind of business we're at. This business seems to be you randomly put graphics out to social media sites expecting a flood of traffic to your particular offer. And there isn't one of these marketers actually do that. If they did, why are they going to affiliates to actually go ahead and promote this particular product? And why are people going to be emailing out this particular product? Why aren't you just going to see a load of graphics turning up on your social media that brings you back to sell this product? There's a complete disconnect between what they do and what they sell. So just be aware of that. And again, guys, let me go on to my overall here. I'm going to give it 2 stars because the actual software seems to work and it looks good enough. And the Facebook pixel thing, I think, is a bit of a plus if you knew how to use that, because it does give you a good idea of who's attracted towards whatever graphic you're making. But to me, this is a typical shiny object, which is aimed at beginners, because they say it's aimed at beginners. There's no training on what you need to do with the traffic if you actually get any in the first place. So if I was you and if I was a beginner, you need to keep away from software like this, and you need to go ahead and figure out a strategy that's actually going to help you build a business online and not just buy things off people that do not use the software that they actually create. So guys, I hope you didn't find that too negative. I do want to just kind of go through some of these pieces of software so that you're aware of what you're buying. If you want to go ahead and buy this, I will not be promoting things like this. If you want to go ahead and buy this, let me know in the comments below how you get on. Love to know if you get any kind of success with stuff like this. It's obviously not something that I would be doing. My name is Richard Darby. This is the School of Nomads. Again, if you haven't been over to this channel, please hit the subscribe and notification bell. And I'll let you know whenever I release new reviews. And guys, they're not all negative. It's just when I see software like this, I just want to make sure that you're aware of the kind of disconnect sometimes you have with the sales page and what the software actually is. And guys, if you want to learn how to do affiliate marketing, go ahead and hit the link in the description below. You can go and grab our 12-step action plan, which is absolutely free, and we can take it from there. So guys, until next time, take care.